is by far one of the most beautiful coastlines in the world that continues south toward the iconic Amalfi Coast. You will soon realize here in Rome that 98% of the people, their families are not from Rome. Naples is the Mecca of pizza. Rome also has a great tradition. Let's discover the differences. When the football teams of these two cities face each other, they call it the Derby of the Sun, because Rome and Naples are the most important cities in the central southern part of the Italian peninsula, the sunniest and most Mediterranean part of Italy, and undoubtedly there are many similarities between the two, but believe me, I'm from Rome, my wife is half Napolitan, I'm here for Christmas vacation. There are also profound differences, and today we're gonna find out. But before that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and check out the videos about Italian cities. Let's dive in. And as always, let's start with the most important discipline ever to understand any kind of historical and cultural phenomena, geography. The territories of Naples and Rome present fundamental differences both in the city center and the surroundings, and this will help us understanding the many contrasts between the two cities. Naples is located in a gulf overlooking the Tyrrhenian Sea. It's by far one of the most beautiful coastlines in the world that continues south toward the iconic Amalfi Coast. The city's territory is made of gentle hills and cliffs, directly looking at the beautiful gulf behind me and the islands within the gulf, such as Capri, there, not Capri, as the Americans say, Capri. And from certain neighbors, such as Posillipo or Vomero behind me, the view is just breathtaking, unmatched. The climate of the city is the quintessential Mediterranean climate with mild winters, and summers can be quite hot, but not as scorching as other Italian cities. I mean, geography has been incredibly generous with Naples. Rome is also located in a mainly non-flat territory, but its hills are much more gentle and gradual compared to Naples, in which the territory sometimes is extremely steep. And also in Rome you have, of course, amazing views, breathtaking panoramas, but these are mostly made of human elements, such as monuments or beautiful churches like this one behind me, while in Naples the beautiful views are made mostly of natural elements. Rome cannot be considered a seaside town. The Mediterranean Sea is very close. If you live in a specific district of Rome known as Ostia, you are on the sea, but 95% of the people live 15, 20, 30 kilometers east of the Mediterranean Sea. So also the climate is different from Naples. Winters are a little bit colder, and most importantly, summers are way, way hotter, especially in the easternmost neighborhoods of the city, the ones overlooking the Apennine Mountains. As many of you maybe know, until 1861, Italy simply did not exist. It was divided in many regional states and independent cities, but the role of Naples and Rome within the divided Italy before and the unified Italy after 1861 was and has been very different. For almost 1,000 years, Naples was the capital of the biggest regional state in Italy, the Kingdom of Naples, that for the most part included both the entire southern part of the Italian peninsula and Sicily. So For nearly 1,000 years, being Napolitan meant being the inhabitant of by far the biggest city in Italy in terms of population, the capital of an important independent kingdom with its own language, culture, identity. When in 1861 the Kingdom of Naples was annexed to the newly formed Kingdom of Italy, for many Neapolitans this was felt as an usurpation. Even today, in 2025, most of the Neapolitans, if you ask them directly, they will tell you, first I'm Neapolitan, and then maybe I'm Italian, because they're so attached to their language, culture, food, identity. And speaking about this, I want you to know something that maybe you're not aware of, because most of my audience is not Italian. In the last 20-30 years, a new cultural movement made of simple, ordinary people, but also historians and people of culture, has emerged in southern Italy. It's called Neo-Borbonism. Basically, according to these people, the Italian unification and the Italian Risorgimento destroyed southern Italy, the former Kingdom of Naples, which, according to them, before the unification was rich and flourishing, and they have a lot of followers. Nothing practical is going to happen, but among ordinary people, which is the most important thing to understand any kind of cultural movement and social phenomena, among ordinary people, these Neo-Borbonists are quite popular, I have to say. Personally, I have studied the Risorgimento my entire life, is my topic. I recognize that the Italian unification was made in a way that in certain moments it definitely hurt the South, definitely, that's undeniable, but I still think differently from what Neo-Bourbonist people think. I still think that the Italian unification was a great and incredible thing for the entire Italy from north to south. But this is just my opinion. This is a big topic that I want to explore in a dedicated video. When Rome was annexed to the United Italy in 1870, and if you're wondering why it happened 9 years after Naples, I suggest you watch my video from last week. The Eternal City did not reach 200,000 inhabitants. In the same period, Naples had over 500,000. Once named the capital of Italy, hundreds of thousands of people from all over the peninsula arrived in Rome. The city's rapid growth, with Italians from every region, favored harmony and integration between what was for 2 millennia the seat of the Pope and the new Italian state. In general, as a result of these and many other things, Romans feel more Italians than Neapolitans. Every city has its own vibe, atmosphere, culture, and because of the important differences in history and geography between Rome and Naples, these elements, these untouchable but important elements, are very different between the two cities. When you come here to Naples, you'll notice something very, very important. The vast majority of the people you come across, they have been Neapolitans for generations and generations. They have been speaking their dialect, their language for generations, eating their food for generations, and their traditions for centuries. In Naples here, the experience is very authentic because the vast majority of the people have been locals for a long, long time. And that's because, especially in the last 70 to 80 years, Naples has experienced a lot of economic struggles, so did not attract many people from other parts of Italy. So here you'll find exclusively Neapolitans. That's very different from Rome. On the contrary, since it became the capital of Italy in 1870, Rome has attracted millions of people from every region of Italy, especially southern regions. So you will soon realize here in Rome that 98% of the people, their families, are not from Rome. Originally, they are from other parts of Italy, including myself. Most of my family my grandparents, most of them, they were not born in Rome. And that's super common for the capital of Italy, super common. So what I'm saying is that compared to Naples, the experience is a little bit less authentic because there are people from everywhere in Italy and there are people originally from everywhere in Italy. While in Naples, as I said, 99% of the people, they've been Neapolitans for generations and generations. So the experience is really, really hardcore. Always. Also in Rome, we have a strong identity. It's not like Milan, where, as I said in the video that I recommend you watching, in Milan you could be anywhere in Italy and wouldn't find the differences. In Rome, it's not like that, but it's not as authentic as Naples, in my opinion. And I couldn't avoid ending with something very dear to me, food, pizza in particular. We all know Naples is the Mecca of pizza, worldwide famous, but now I'm being very city patriotic. Rome also has a great tradition. Let's discover the differences. Okay, this is the Napolitan version. Manu, you are half Napolitan, so you're biased. Zoom in. You see that the main feature is this very high crust with bubble, you see? And there is zero undercarriage, as Barstool Sport would say.
House, a staple, good undercarriage.
So inside is very thin and kind of mushy. Probably this is not the best Napolitan pizza you can find, but it's just an archetype, okay? And normally when you eat it, tends to melt a lot in the mouth, and it does like this. Yeah, very good. Typical of Napolitan pizza, zero crispiness. There is another texture. Okay, this is the Roman version, and you can clearly see, Manu, zoom in, how crispy it is. You can hear the crack. See? The crust is very different. This is a typical, super thin, good undercarriage, and when you split, it makes this noise. So super light. In fact, sometimes one is not enough to make you feel full. And this is a very typical, I love it, I grew up with it. This is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments if you like this kind of videos comparing different Italian cities, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one. Ciao, ciao ragazzi. As many of you maybe might,